First and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles that great millstone that taught us this truth. Salutation on Yakin, pushing this word day in and day out, doing this quick lesson. Dated today, December the 20th, 2025, right? Indian lunar spacecraft records impact of solar flares on moon for the first time. So, I mean, if you've been living under a rock, you can see the sun is way more active than usual. You know what I'm saying? Like every month this year, I've been having to get like a new phone cord in my car because your car is always outside unless you got a garage. And I've been seeing, my last crib I used to have a garage, but my current joint I don't. So when I put this car and park outside, like all them solar flares and radiation is just hitting my goddamn car, right? Seeing the leather seats unraveling and, seeing wear and tear on my interior, and then also my phone cords, man, they just stop working every month, man. At sunset, if you're traveling west, that sun damn near blinds you, you know what I mean? We're at a solar maximum cycle because they say the solar maximum is not like a day, it's a period of time, like a cycle. Okay. So, you got this Indian spacecraft, which, it'll never reach the moon. It's probably some type of camera or satellite they put out in space to document the sun and the moon and record its activity. And it says Indian Chandrayaan-2 orbiter has for the first time recorded the degree of solar coronal mass injections, which that's a solar flare, impact on the moon's surface in real time. So they're saying, basically the impact is tenfold, man. So they don't even know, be honest. They saying particles are being released and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they don't know because they're not on, their boots ain't on the ground of the moon, all right? Which it'll never be. Only as a slave in the kingdom of heaven, that's it, right? Because we're going to make mockery out of these heathens, the Indians, East Indians. They are the Elamites, all right? Okay, they hate us, man. Like me personally, I know certain, Jakes that's been with an Indian woman, East Indian woman before, but me personally, I never popped a East Indian / Arab woman. All right, Ishmaelite or Elamite woman, I never popped one. All right, I done popped hella Moabites, hella few Hamites. I never popped the Ishmaelite / Elamites. I don't know. Maybe you gotta have a certain type of vibe or look to get them. But they never. Only like when I was a little bit after college, I came across some. But things happen. You don't close the deal. But I'm gonna get some quick precepts. This is gonna be a short lesson. Acts 2:19. Now show wonders in the heaven above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor smokes going into the missiles, but another wonder in the heavens. It's the sun's activity, man. The sun is like moving hella bright, man. Shining hella bright. This is Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed on the them Elamites, they dismayed at the solar flares. Like, what does it mean? Does it mean Krishna? Does it mean whatever they believe in Buddha? I know there was a lot of Elamites. I went to high school with, because my high school was very diverse. Yeah, basically every nationality under the sun in there. Perfect school for the New World Order. It was so perfect. For the New World Order, I believe Bill Clinton came my freshman or sophomore year. I want to say sophomore year. Bill Clinton and Al Gore came to my school, man. And spoke there, man. You know, I know brothers, you know, um, we always say that the elites, they come see us firsthand. Well, look, me personally, fucking Bill Clinton in the 90s, mid to late 90s, Bill Clinton and Al Gore came to my school, man. All right. And I remember one time I was walking out of school, they put my ass on the news, man. All right. Like, I was just walking out of the school. I was like, oh shit, that's me. You know, this is before camera phones and shit. Like, there was no way for me to record it unless I had the VCR set up back then. But yeah, they put my ass on the news, man. Local news station, I think Channel 9 or Channel 5, one of them. All right. I was just walking out to school, and then I just glanced ahead of me. I was like, oh shit, the camera's right at me. You know what I'm saying? They're producers or directors. They know who we are through the spirit, man. Which that ain't gonna be the last time they put us on TV. Because real soon the men of the Lord is gonna get that power, whether it's through a massive flare or a chariot, the angels, whatever, however we get that power, I don't care as long as we get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Through the spirit of power, y'all about should be outside. Whether it's a aurora, we don't know how we gonna get it, but the Lord's gonna give it to us. I don't want about this. I'm a part of that number. This is be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. So we're not dismayed at them, but the heathens are, man. They're wondering if it's damn, I forget them Elamite religions and shit they used to believe in, man. They worship the elephants and shit, the cows, and this is all bullshit anyway. Worship the creature, not the creator. Why? Because they're not Israelites anyway, so they don't have the spirit to, learn righteousness what's in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to teach them the law, statutes, and commandments. But on this side, they get slated for slavery and destruction and to lose everything they got. Them Elamites, they have the biggest houses I ever seen in them. I'm talking about like average, so-called average working class people. As far as working class people, them Elamites got the biggest houses. Bigger than Esau's cribs. Them bitches look like palaces. Look like prototypes from Grand Theft Auto. Them type cribs, man, you see in the video games and movies. They be living in them type shits. The biggest houses I've been in were owned by Elamites. And I remember one of them I went into, they had all their idols in that shit. Like every room in that fucking house had some different music playing in there, bitch. So they into witchcraft heavy and sorcery. But it's no enchantment against Jacob, so I wasn't affected by that shit. I was like, oh, okay. While I was doing my fucking job. For the heathen are dismayed at them. So the heathen are dismayed at the signs of heaven. We are not, man. It doesn't shock us per se that the Lord is doing these things, because even greater works than solar flares are about to happen on the earth. You about to have the angels in Yahweh Shai. First and foremost, man, make their grand appearances here, man. All right. Let me get this last scripture. Luke 21:25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. Which has a sign in the sun and the moon. Solar flare hitting the moon and being documented, unprecedented. And in the stars. And upon the earth, distress of nations. Here ain't people distressed right now. They not sure where their next meal, their next paycheck, their next shower is going to come from. All right. With perplexity. Be that word perplexity goes into like great confusion. The sea and the waves roaring. But you could say literally, yeah, you got tsunamis and earthquakes and typhoons and so forth. But ultimately, the sea and the waves is going into the people, the sea of people, the mass amount of people. That's why you might watch a football, basketball game, and the home team might be the Celtics or the Eagles, and what the announcer say? Oh yeah, there's a sea of green in the house tonight. Why? Because the sea represents the people, a mass amount of people, the masses. The masses of the people are roaring right now. They are angry. You had said it was like millions of people that was out there for the No Kings protest this past weekend, which I seen a bit scattered amount of people protesting. So, Esau, he's really scared right now because one thing about Jake, like Jake is like 99% entertainment, 1% news, and then when they do get their news, it's from some bullshit media takeout, world star hip hop bullshit sources, right? Social media, Instagram, the DMV Daily, and so that's where Jay get their news from. But Esau, he's the opposite, That's why scriptures say the children of this world are wiser than the children of light, roughly paraphrase. Because Esau is like 99%, I'm talking about the Edomites that know shit. Like 99% news and information and 1% entertainment, man. All right. So, it's safe to say, man, something big's about to happen, man. That's all you could take from the signs in the heavens. All right. So I'm going to end it there. Till next time. Shalom, man. And Baba Ball, man.